Hello guys, welcome to another video. The video is as always sponsored by PrimeXBT, an online exchange where you can trade all kinds of different assets with a single Bitcoin based account or USDT as well. Definitely check them out. Links will be in the description, as well as 2 promo codes for reduction on your fees and a deposit bonus. So definitely make sure you check PrimeXBT out, and a big thanks to them, to the team, for sponsoring me and this video. All right. So as always, I'm going to be giving my thoughts on Bitcoin. We had this huge downside, so I'm going to explain what my different game plans are and what I'm thinking here. So yeah, the $1 million question is whether we have topped or not. Is this the top? Is the bull market over? Well, I simply don't know, and I also don't really care. If you care that much about whether this is the top or not, I think you're doing something wrong, because that means you are overexposed, right? So yeah, make sure you only have your money into Bitcoin that you can afford to lose, and always make sure you take some profits or at least hedge at places where it makes sense. Okay. So the charts, Bitcoin. So let's start off on the weekly. So the first thing I'm gonna do is mark out a range simply with last week's high and last week's low, like this. Okay, and then we also have the midpoint. And if we're going to zoom in on the lower time frames, you're gonna see that this is a pivotal level, but we'll get into that later. And then also mark out some more different levels, which are key in my opinion, which is this one. And then zoomed in, you can see that this high led to this low. So also gonna be marking out that low. Boom. Okay. So on the daily, that's pretty much the range we're trading in right now. What's the other range where we just fell out of? That is this one. Okay, so on this upper range, we deviated above the high, retest, sold off, retest, sold off a little, deviation again, retest here, sold off again. Okay, then once we broke back within this range, you can see clean retest and then downside again, and the lows acting as support. Okay, so on the higher time frames, close above here will most likely send us towards this range high supply. So that's this sideways price action before the downside, indicating that people were accumulating shorts within this area, which is why it is likely that that is going to act as a resistance. And we also have some clean highs right below that area, as you can see right here, clean highs. So that's gonna be the area that I'm watching if we break above these 2 key levels. Okay, so if we close some dailies above here and we hold on the retest, then I think we'll get a move up towards these highs in here. I'll be looking for a hedge there for a short. Okay, invalidation simply above here or above here. Get above this range high level, so above 58.5k on the daily, and then I think we go for new highs. Okay, so taking it level to level, not overcomplicating stuff. So that's basically on the daily what I'm watching here. Okay, so if we get back above these 2 key levels, let's make these a little longer to be honest, above there towards these highs here into this supply, and as long as we're below here, we're simply ranging within these 2 boundaries. Okay, so back to the lower time frames now. So I marked out last week's high and last week's low, and as you can see, those the mid-range has been acting as a pivot. And then I'm just gonna hide these for now to make it a little cleaner. Okay, and then the lower time frame range we're trading in would be this one. All right, so I actually have 2. So that's the first lower time frame range, and then the second one is gonna be this one. So why these 2? Let's start off with this one actually. we made this low here, and then we got a huge bounce. Well, huge bounce, a good bounce, okay? Broke above these highs, swept these highs. Then this was the high of the market before we sold off again to range low. Okay, so range low, range high. Range low got swept, range high is unswept. Clean liquidity above there. Now this morning I opened a long up here, targeting this range high. Now the reasoning for that was because this key pivotal level was holding as support here, and we swept this local low into this demand, which is why I thought we would head for range highs next. But then we started dumping, and I didn't like it because we broke below these two key levels. As you can see, nice confluence, and now we have some clean supply formed up here. Okay, so I just closed like 5 minutes ago. I just closed my long, and what I am simply waiting for is a reclaim of this supply. If we get back above here, then I think we'll make a move for this range high. But as long as we stay below here, I think chances are bigger that we'll see more downside. So something like this, and at least another sweep of this low into this range low level. So now talking about the other range that I marked, which was this one. There you can clearly see that we've made this low after the downside, bounced to this high, then dumped all the way back to this low while sweeping this range low, as you can see. Then upside, equal high here. Then overnight, this was the Elon pump, and of course it got faded again while sweeping range high here into this supply. Okay, so that was the bearish argument this morning, but I thought that the liquidity up here would be next. But yeah, seems like I was wrong, but that's fine. Just closed for a small loss, my long. So yeah, in general, a lot of confluence of levels within this blue box that I just marked. So for me, it's pretty simple right now. As long as we're below this area, I think we'll see a little lower, at least towards like 35k. If we manage to reclaim this or start ranging here, get a local sweep and it gets bought, then I think I don't think this supply will hold another time. Then I think we'll be breaking up to the upside, and we'll be heading for 42k. Okay, and then from there, if I get these levels back, right, they line up perfectly with these daily levels. So if we get an SFP above here and break below again, then that's definitely a hedge in my opinion. Start closing above here, then I think we'll be heading for last week's high, which is up here at 47k. But then I don't think we'll stop here. Then I think we'll take out this liquidity above these highs out as well into our higher time frame supply. Okay, but yeah, in general, I think longs are the better play right here. Why? Because we've seen a lot of downside. There's a lot of fear in the market, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see this Bitcoin pair trade towards higher liquidity, at least towards liquidity at 42k. I would be surprised if we leave that, if we dump to new lows from here. I'd be very surprised. But yeah, anyways, I'll be ready for anything. I'm currently flat on the lower time frames, as I explained, just watching this 38 to 39, honestly, K area. This blue box above there, I think we'll be trading towards 42. As long as we're below, we're probably gonna see more downside towards 35 and maybe even 33.6k area. All right, so I hope this makes sense. I hope you learned something and enjoyed it. Again, thanks to PrimeXBT for sponsoring. Make sure to check them out. Also leave a like please on the video, that helps a lot, and subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.